check when you close.
Here's how it works. Give us a call and we'll visit your property and provide an offer and close on your schedule. Whether you're moving a parent or just going in a different direction, we make it simple.
Call them at 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Cubs, Astros at Wrigley Field. It is time now to hear from Manager Craig Counsell. Here's Coom.
Counts, I got a question for you, manager question. When your team has gone through some ups and some downs, and that's just common in baseball season, but when you go through the ups and the downs, does your message change to your players? Or what I'm guessing is it stays somewhat the same, but that's the question for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we have to see what's going on. I think it's generally very consistent, but I think day to day we have to identify things we can do better, like winning or losing. Chances are when you're losing, there's more things you can do. You can do a little bit better. I also think when you're losing, I think more players need support as well. So. I think it's natural that there's probably more going on when you're losing because I think the support part of it is really important.
You have a very talented young team, too. A lot of young guys playing, but you have great big league experience as a player. The support part, do you go to a Pete or do you go to some of your guys that might be struggling offensively and give them some advice or just change the subject and talk to them as the manager where it's not hitting every day and it's not grinding on their head?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's less about hitting mechanics or things like that. Not much about that. I think that's done through coaches, and I think that's the message that's best kind of consistently delivered through. So yeah, it's more on either non-baseball or just support or just kind of approaching situations, things like that you try to stay in touch with them about.
You guys have made some moves going into today's ballgame. Can you talk about the moves you've made today?
Yeah. So Tuesday, Matt Shaw started to experience some kind of mid-back tightness, and it's kind of gotten worse since Tuesday. So we're at the point where. I think the safe thing to do is to stop trying to test it and give him some days off here. So he's been placed on the injured list. We've recalled Pedro Ramirez, and I think this is probably going to be a stint for Pedro where there's not really any plans to get him in the lineup on a daily basis. But I think for Pedro, it's a chance to just be around the guys, be around the big league atmosphere. There could be a start here or there, but more kind of see what's going on. So maybe the time when you're asked to do a lot more on the playing side, you're already a little accustomed to the routine.
Today's ballgame, I've not seen your lineup today.
Yeah, same kind of lineup against the right-hand pitcher, yeah.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's the manager's show. Zach, back to you.
Coltrane Douglas performing the national anthem at Wrigley Field this afternoon. When we come back, a deep dive into the pitching matchup next on The Score on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The Cubs play here on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Want to
1.50 ERA. He took a no-hitter into the 8th inning last weekend in Texas. It's time for baseball at Wrigley Field. Cubs, Astros, Pat, Ron, next on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Alex Bregman. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, it's Speaks.
Bet fee. This broadcast.
Blowing in, clouds in the sky, but almost no chance for rain. So we're in good shape to have this game start right on time and continue uninterrupted. Cubs and Astros, their first meeting of the year. Starting pitchers today, Jamison Tyone on the mound for the Cubs, and Spencer Arrighetti will start for Houston. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Leading off for the visitors from the Lone Star State, Jeremy Pena at shortstop. Isaac Paredes at third base. Yordan Alvarez batting third. He's the designated hitter for Houston. Christian Walker at first base. Walker the cleanup batter. Jake Myers in center field. Batting sixth and playing second base, Braden Shoemake. Cam Smith in right. Zach Cole in left. And batting ninth and doing the catching for Houston, Christian Vasquez. Those are the Astros. They find themselves 11 games under 500 at 20-31. The Cubs are 29-21, and here's the way they'll line up today. Nico Horner at second base. Michael Busch at first base. Alex Bregman, the former Astro, batting third and playing third. Ian Happ, the cleanup man, in left field. Seiya Suzuki in right. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Michael Conforto. Carson Kelly catching. Pete Crow Armstrong batting eighth in center field. And batting ninth and playing shortstop for the Cubs, Dansby Swanson. So there you have the lineups. The umpires right now are having the daily discussion of ground rules and the exchange of lineup cards. The umpires today comprised of home plate umpire Chad Fairchild, Chad Whitson working at first, Bill Miller, the second base umpire, and Brian Walsh over at third. The announcement of the umpires brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. I mentioned it's a coolish day, 61 degrees and breezy. The umpires have the long sleeve coats on for the bases. And we are just about ready to go. The Cubs take the field. Back to get it started right after this. You are listening to The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Calories and packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer from the oldest brewery in America. Look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And Patrick, I know the Astros are in town, but the Cubs, they need a good performance from JMO. They need a good outing today from him, and the Cubs offense needs to have a good day today also.
Cubs need to snap a 5-game skid, Ron, absolutely, as Jeremy Pena swings and misses at the first pitch from Jamison Tyone, and we are underway. Pena without a home run. He's missed most of the year with injury. Right-handed batter, and the pitch to Pena, swing and a miss. Tyone, 2 wins, 3 losses. His ERA just a shade under 5. Coming off of a rough outing against the White Sox on the South Side last weekend, gave up 5 home runs and suffered a loss. Let's see if he can get back on track today. The 0-2 pitch, check swing, did he go? No swing. As you think about Tyone, Ron, what's on your mind?
I think whenever JMO is having a great day, that arm side fastball, cutter, slider always work, in particular to left-handers. And then a lot of spin to the righties with the high fastball. But he has to pitch ahead and have command in the zone. Sometimes for JMO, it's command. It's not having command in the zone and too many pitches in the middle of the plate.
Pena takes outside. All of a sudden the count is 3-2. It was 0-2. Pena has only played 13 games of the Astros' 51 contests so far. Wide open stance. Here comes the 3-2. Line drive, left field base hit. One hop line drive between Swanson and Bregman on the left side, and Jeremy Pena leads off the game with a single into left field.
Yeah, a little cutter from Tyone, and this one outer third, I would say. And Pena just stayed on it. The pitch was up just a little bit, helped him be able to hook that ball in the hole between short and third.
61 degrees here on the north side of Chicago. Isak Paredes steps in, and he'll take a breaking ball outside. Former Cub. Isak Paredes with a wide open stance. Orange batting gloves on either hand. He'll take a strike. The Astros have the orange shirts. Black numbers on their backs. Gray trousers. Got the black hats. Cubs in their City Connect Friday afternoon unis. There's a pitch in there. Nope, taken high for a ball. I thought the umpire, Chad Fairchild, was going to call that a strike. Cubs have the powder blue shirts on. Red numbers on their backs. White trousers. The pitch. Outside, 3-1.
Close pitch there. That looked like a little cutter from Tyone. Must have just missed the outside corner. Kelly did not want to ask for a review of that pitch.
Pena not moving. The 3-1 hit in the air, deep left center. Going back, Pete Crow Armstrong on the track, makes the catch in deep left center. And hustling back to first is Pena. I believe the wind kept that ball in the park, Ron.
Yeah, this ball's well struck. It jumps off Brady's bat in left center in that deepest part, kind of to the center field side of the 368 mark. And when it left his bat, he thought it was a home run, and it ends up just being caught probably 2 steps in front of the ivy in left center.
Yordan Alvarez, their best hitter at 303, big left-handed batter, showing bunt, and takes a strike.
Now this guy can flat out hit, there's no doubt. 303, 15 bombs in 31 driven in, and you know that the teams are trying to pitch around him and not have him be the guy that beats you, and he's still got great numbers.
Cubs play him to pull. For example, the third baseman Bregman is playing where a shortstop normally plays. He's about 60 feet off the third base line.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
The big left-handed batter takes a changeup outside, 2-1. Game time temperature of 61, sponsored by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Four Seasons. Short lead by Pena. The pitch to Alvarez. Called strike 2. What's on your mind on 2-2?
You got options, and that's the pitch we were talking about to start the game. For Tyone, when he has command of his fastball there, the cutter outside, and the breaking ball backdoor to a lefty, it seems like all the rest of his pitches fall into line. See if he starts a cutter off the plate away and brings it back to that outside corner.
And the 2-2 from the veteran right-hander. Popped up foul and out of play. Surprisingly, Ron, Tyone has only made 6 career starts against Houston. I would have guessed at least twice that many.
Yeah, same.
His overall record 1-2 against them with an ERA of about 4.5. Pena being held by Bush at first, not running, and the pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Out number 2, strikeout number 1 for Jamison Tyone. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers, those are worth noting because they are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 down, here's Christian Walker.
Now Tyone goes to the two-seam fastball to get the strikeout. Excellent pitch, kind of a little above the belt, but very good fastball by Tyone.
Walker, the longtime first baseman for the Arizona Diamondbacks, now plays first base for these Astros and has for a few years now. And he'll take outside. He's still got some power. 11 home runs. He's driven in 31. The two guys that are dangerous, the guy that just struck out Alvarez and this guy, Walker, with 11. Next pitch swung on and missed. 1-1.
Good off-speed pitch, had Walker out in front. 87-mile-an-hour cutter, speed gun powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that.
0-0 game. Top of the first. Tyone to Walker. Swing and a miss. A high fastball. It's now 1-2. We gave you the uniform descriptions. Sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Houston with those bright orange shirts. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He came right back with a high, hard one. And Walker fans. Houston does not score. 2 strikeouts for Tyone. We go to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 game on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday.
JamesHardy.com.
The announcement of the umpires we gave you, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 game. Spencer Arrighetti. We're getting our first look at him. He's made 6 starts, and he has been very impressive. Going 5-1 with a glittering ERA of 1.50. Let's see if Nico Horner can crank up a Cubs rally as he waits. And Nico will take a strike. Undoubtedly, Ron, this is the first time any of the Cubs have seen Arrighetti. When that was the case in your career, first time seeing a guy, what was your approach?
Now, first of all, you want to be patient, I would think, first and foremost, and try to see some pitches in your first at bat to get a little feel. Now, the Cubs hitters, because of video, you get so much video you can see.
Nico takes a bender low and away run, 1-1.
And then you get pitch charts of what a guy likes to use. And in looking at Arrighetti, a lot of breaking balls. He likes his curveball, the cutter, sweeping breaking ball, he calls it.
Nico swings and misses, 1-2.
And then he'll throw that two-seamer. So he doesn't use the two-seamer a lot. At least he hasn't in his early going here in the big leagues. But he just used one to Nico, and it was pretty effective.
His best outing so far was his last time out. He was spectacular against the Rangers. Took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball fooled him. Horner does not get fooled all that frequently, but he chased a low outside soft pitch that time. It's out number 1. 0-0 game, and the batter is Michael Busch.
Yeah, Cubs hitters are going to see a lot of back and forth to speed. The right-handers are going to see a lot of pitches breaking away from them.
Arrighetti always works from the stretch. Long-haired right-hander delivers. Here's a line drive foul down the line and right. The ball boy saw that ball coming at him, and he bailed out. He became an I don't want the ball boy there for a second. I don't blame him.
No.
Here's a line drive caught by the shortstop Pena right behind second. Sharply hit ball by Bush, but that's going to be out number 2. And it brings up Alex Bregman, former Houston Astro. Bregman had some glorious times with Houston, played on a couple of World Series championships. Houston made him the second overall pick in the 2015 draft. And the pitch on the way to Alex is taken for a strike. So you know this has to be kind of an emotional series for Alex Bregman.
There's no doubt. He's been waiting to play this series for a while.
He's hitting .249. 4 home runs. He's driven in 16. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball is down low. I mentioned Arrighetti, just brilliant the last time out. Took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Finally, with 1 out in the 8th, he gave up a single, but he still hung on to win the game against Texas. His only loss was to Cincinnati. Here's a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Bregman tried to check, could not do it. And in his loss run, he only gave up 1 earned run in 5 2/3 to the Reds. So conceivably, he could be 6-0.
Yep, he has been pitching very well. The league is not hitting well against him at all. Both lefties and righties are well under 200 against him.
Bregman hits a little line drive, shallow center base hit, right off the end of the bat. But it'll look like a solid line drive in the box score.
Can you say that was a Willie Mosconi special? He needed to chalk up the end of his stick. Because that one right off the end, as you said, and it started out at shortstop. Because of the spin put on the ball, it came back into center field. But a little cue shot single for Bregman.
Arrighetti now going to work on Ian Happ. Ian at .215 as he stands in. He swings and misses. I mentioned Arrighetti has been brilliant in his 6 starts. Now, you cannot say the entire Houston pitching staff has been brilliant. In fact, as a team run, they have the worst ERA among all 30 teams in the big leagues this year, 5.34. The runner goes. It's a high fastball. Now holding at first, Bregman was only a bluff by Alex. And the count 1-1. But if you need an answer of why a team is 11 games below 500, I would say that 5.34 ERA is the direct answer.
That's the answer. If you don't pitch it well in this league, you are going to struggle.
The pitch to Happ. Line drive down the left field line. Falling. Fair ball. Bouncing against the sidewall. Bregman hustling to third. The throw there not in time. Happ goes to second. Happ didn't run right away for whatever reason. I was surprised the throw by Cole went to third instead of second base. Ron, how about you?
Yeah, same. I think the Astros, the left fielder, did not hear anybody telling him where to throw the ball as he's going to the sidewall to get it. If he throws to second base, Happ would have either been out by quite a bit or would have had to stay at first. Ian did not think that ball was going to stay fair.
So men at second and third, 2 down, first inning for Seiya Suzuki. Here's the pitch to Seiya. Breaking ball low and away, ball 1. Suzuki, 7 home runs, 18 runs batted in, and hitting .269. Slightly open stance. Let's see if the Cubs can score first in this series opener. The pitch. In there for a strike. He's throwing a lot of breaking stuff.
A lot of breaking stuff. He's going to throw. He put it this way. He throws more curveball, kind of slurvy type slider and cutter by far than he throws fastballs.
Now the 1-1. Bouncing ball to third. Gloving it is Paredes. The throw to first in time ends the inning. Cubs don't score, leave men at second and third. We go to inning number 2, 0-0 game. Cubs and Astros on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Dansby Swanson. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago.
Cubs and Astros are scoreless here in the top half of the second inning at Wrigley Field. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
All right, Zach. Zach will be along in the fifth inning to work with Ron. This is the only game going on around the big leagues right now. That's often the case when the Cubs play the Friday afternoon games. All of the other 28 teams playing later on tonight. As Jake Myers leads off this second inning for Houston, hits a bullet pass to diving Bregman into left field, a base hit. Bregman diving toward the hole, just missed getting leather on that smash. It's a leadoff single for Myers, and the batter is Braden Shoemake. Now, I've heard of Shoemaker.
Yeah.
I've heard of Schumacher. This is the first Shoemake that has crossed my path. Ron, here's the pitch on the way to Shoemake. And it's taken for a strike, 0-1.
Maybe his ancestors just made one shoe.
It's a good point. And then, finally got around to the other one maybe the next year or something.
Yeah.
Sounds like a thriving business. Here comes the 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, fly ball to left. It is playable for Ian Happ. And Ian, dancing underneath it, will make the catch. And that's going to be out number 1.
So not one of the things you're looking into as a side hustle?
Not just yet, but I haven't found out more information. And if you want to share some more, I might be inclined. So Shoemake is out number 1. Cam Smith, the batter, former Cub farmhand. And a throw to first, not in time. But a lot of people say, yep, we were listening to you on the satellite on Sirius Radio for the Friday afternoon game. And I always say, well, thank you very much. That's nice. There's a pitch outside. Throw to first by the catcher, Kelly, not in time. And they say, well, no, it's not that big of a deal. You were the only game on Friday. We were stuck. We were stuck listening to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's always a good feeling, isn't it? Well, did Elvis have something to say?
Yeah, he told him thank you.
Here's a pitch taken high. It's 2-0. That sounded exactly like Elvis.
Yeah.
Was that a recording or was that you, Ron?
It was Memorex.
2 balls and no strikes. Check swing, it's outside. Now it's 3-0 on Cam Smith. Did you have a favorite Elvis Presley song? He did so many great tunes. Now don't get all shook up over this. Here comes the 3-0, and it's in there for a call strike, 3-1.
Well, we had almost a jailbird, so Jailhouse Rock, in our booth
Rock
last week. We had a jailbird, but we didn't, yeah.
Kentucky Rain. Kentucky Rain's a great one.
Elvis's Amazing Grace was really something to hear. Yeah.
Do you like his Las Vegas outfits? All the sequins and shiny outfits. 3-1 from Jamison Tyone. The pitch on the way, lifted to right, foul, and out of play.
Now, I know this is awfully personal, but I'm kind of over it now after all these years.
Sure, bring it on.
During any of the, like when you were younger and you were going to, like Halloween parties, did you ever dress as Elvis and get the cape and the whole costume?
I did not, but it certainly sounds like you might have. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Cam Smith. Runner goes, the ball hit in the air, deep right center, long run. Pete Crow Armstrong back toward the track, makes the catch on the warning track in deep right center. Hustling back to first is Myers. He'd had a long way to go to get to that ball. It's windy. That was not necessarily a routine chance, but he made a nice play.
There's been a couple balls in this game that, with no wind, both of them probably leave the ballpark. But, that's what you do on days like today. You want to pitch and make guys bang the ball to the middle of the field. And, if they think they can hit it out of here, good luck. But 2 balls Pete has brought in at the track.
Zach Cole takes high, left-handed batting left fielder. Scoreless game, second inning, Ron.
To say defensive alignment, since we're talking about Pete and where he's at, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment.
Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
Fitzgerald Equipment, material handling. Let me start over because I got in the middle of it. Defensive alignment, partner. It's sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment.
Nice clean read there at the end.
We're going good so far. Material handling, handled.
There you go.
See?
Nice pause, too.
Top of our game.
Very dramatic pause there.
Learn more at Fitzgerald.com.
I almost got emotional. Here's a fastball in there for a strike, 3-1. Almost.
Yeah. I think Mitch Rosen's in the ballpark. He got emotional, but I don't know if we quite like that emotion we're going to be getting from Mitch. I'll be leaving the booth
Here's
quickly
the
after the game.
Fouled away by Zach Cole. Mitch was in our booth earlier, looking good. Ryan Porth also in our booth, also looking good. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Cole. 2 down. There goes the runner at first. Swing and a miss. Tyone took something off. Slow changeup curveball, it looked like to me. Zach Cole is gone. So are the Astros. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Visit BenjaminMoore.com.
Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50-50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Michael Conforto first up. Carson Kelly to follow, and then Pete Crow Armstrong, the 6, 7, and 8 Cubs batters against Spencer Arrighetti. Arrighetti worked out of a second and third 2-out jam in the first. Scoreless game. Here's Conforto stepping in, hitting .322, left-handed batting DH. Michael takes outside. It's 1-0. Cubs trying to snap a 5-game skid. Still 8 games above 500. Here's the windup by the right-hander. And Conforto takes a fastball strike, 1-1. Cubs a game and a half behind Milwaukee in the National League Central. Houston 6.5 behind the Athletics in the National League West. Who would have thought the Athletics would be leading the division almost 2 months into the year?
Yeah, one of the surprises of the season so far. I think Tampa's got to fit in that grouping too.
Absolutely. Tampa's got their hands full tonight. Garrett Cole is going to make his season debut against Tampa. Is that game in New York or in Florida? I think I saw that's in New York, I think.
It is.
New York, yeah.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is down low to Conforto. Arrighetti thought he had him.
Yeah, that was breaking ball down. Conforto lays off it, and it's borderline down. They did not challenge the call.
And the 2-2 by the right-hander Arrighetti. Swing and a miss. Curveball got him, and that's out number 1. Second strikeout for Spencer Arrighetti. And the batter Carson Kelly.
Different speeds of the breaking ball. The curveball and, kind of that sweeping hook that he uses, they're pretty similar, and there's not a lot of difference in speed from what I saw earlier today. Maybe one goes down a little more than the other.
Kelly hitting .297, swings and misses at the first pitch. Kelly's been one of the most consistent Cubs offensive players.
Yeah, he's been around or over 300 all season long.
He's had some clutch hits, driving in 17 tallies. And the 0-1 to Carson is fouled at the plate, 0-2.
Yeah, and you think, he's playing just about every other day between him and Amaya for the most part.
Final series on the homestand. Cubs will play an all-division road trip next week. 7 games in 7 days. 4 in Pittsburgh. And then 3 in St. Louis. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball just missed. This guy throws a lot of benders.
Yeah, he's got a good one, and it's one of the pitches because he throws kind of across his body. It starts out behind the right-handed hitter. So you really have to do a good job of keeping that front side still and not bailing out at all.
And the pitch lined foul. Arrighetti has a very simplified motion. It looks like he's going to work from the stretch. And then he just gently steps back with his lead leg in the stretch position and then brings it. It's very uncomplicated. There's that little back step, then the pause and the pitch. Fouled away off to the right. Sometimes I think the simpler the better, Ron, for your young pitchers trying to figure out the exact right windup. Something obviously that you feel comfortable with, but simplification might be the way to go.
Well, it really helps in being able to repeat what you're trying to do over and over.
Kelly swings and misses at a curveball, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Arrighetti, and the batter now is Pete Crow Armstrong in a 0-0 game.
The bigger, the stronger the guy on the mound, he'll simplify more and more, I believe, in today's game. Years ago, guys would try to get momentum and build into that, is why the windups were so dramatic, you might say, years back.
Pete will take a strike.
Feel like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Feel like Bosching today?
Sort of, and thanks for asking.
Okay, yeah.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch. I would make more of a commitment if I knew exactly what Bosching meant.
Well, that makes two of us.
1-1. Paredes in shallow at third. I'm not looking for any kind of a bunt with two outs. A power hitter like Pete Crow Armstrong. He's taking inside here. It's 2-1. Although the bunt might play a role today, Ron. It's going to be hard to homer.
I'm going to predict Cubs are going to break their 5-game skid today. That's my prediction today.
And now the 2-1. That's going to be taken high for a ball. 3-1.
Velasquez, their catcher, has not challenged any pitches and been quite a few close ones.
Let's see if Pete gets something to hit here on 3-1. He swings and fouls it back. Good looking swing by the young center fielder. Pete's had some good games, but he's had some games where he has struggled. 5 home runs for the year, 20 driven in, his average at .225. And the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. It's almost a classic stolen base opportunity situation. Ron, what do you think?
Absolutely. The Cubs offense has been sputtering here as of late, just in the recent time. When you get guys on base that can really run, you may want to try to force the issue a little bit and try to generate some offense just on the base, guys stealing or trying to take an extra base.
Plus, you got a guy on the mound throwing a lot of curveballs. There's a breaking ball strike. Curveballs take a little longer to get to the plate than a fastball. So that helps the base runner.
Pete was trying to time Aaron Getty, and he didn't quite do it. I think he'll take off here if he gets a chance.
He's got his lead. The stretch by Arrighetti and a pickoff throw to first, not in time.
Arrighetti was going to hold the ball a long time. He got set early and was just trying to ice Pete and hold him at first. He also ices the hitter, too.
Swanson's batting average down to 191. He's got some pop. Here's a wild pickoff throw to first. Pete's going to go to third. He's around second. Look at him go. He's going to slide into third safely. A 2-base pickoff throwing error charged against Spencer Arrighetti. I can't remember the last time I saw a guy advance 2 bases on a wild pickoff throw. How about you?
Yeah, no, and Pete knew it too. This throw was into the runner. Pete with the head first dive going back into first base, and then the ball gets past Walker, bangs off the sidewall, and goes down in the short right. And Pete didn't slow down a bit going around second base.
Now let's see if Dansby Swanson can drive in the game's first run. The 0-1 to Dansby. Breaking ball strike. Errors by the opponent. Sponsored by North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. Cubs looking for a clutch base hit from Dansby Swanson. And the pitch on the way, drilled foul on the ground outside of third.
Dansby got a little inside curveball there. That's a pitch that he is looking for. There's no doubt. When you get that breaking ball, that's the hanger inside. Might have been just a little too far in, but Dansby hit it hard.
Swanson slightly open stance. The right-hander Arrighetti to the belt, and the pitch. Pop fly on the infield, playable. The first baseman Walker coming down the line and making the catch, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, a man left. We go to the third. 0-0 game. Cubs and Astros on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw. Mornings, 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
For over 6.
Top three, Cubs and Astros are scoreless at 62 degrees, partly cloudy here at Wrigley Field, wind blowing in. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
All right, Zach, thank you. Scoreless game here in the third. Tyone to face Christian Vasquez, Jeremy Pena, and Isaac Paredes. Cubs leadoff man every day, brought to you by the good people at Benny's Beverage Depot. If a Cub leadoff hitter gets a base hit to start a game, here's the pitch from Tyone in there for a strike. If there is a leadoff hit, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to service dog charities. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. The 0-1 half swing, that'll cost him a full strike. He was fooled.
Good pitch by Tyone. It looks like he's, and you brought this up last inning with the description of the pitch, it looks like he's adding and subtracting a little with the breaking ball.
Jamison with a record of 2-3 for the year. The big right-hander brings it, and a pitch fouled away, 0-2.
Third inning brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner stand up for you wherever you go. Consumers Credit Union.
We are just getting started in this weekend series. We'll be out here again tomorrow and Sunday. Give you some matchups as we move along. Here's the 0-2. Vasquez takes high. Tomorrow a 1:20 start. Colin Ray against Kai Wei Tang. Now, I only have daughters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Going back is Happ at the wall. Trouble, home run. Christian Vasquez with a leadoff home run right near the indentation of the wall in straightaway left. And the Astros lead 1-0. Before Pena bats, 10 for ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs on Rahimi, Harris, and Grody. Middays 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1, Chicago.
For Vasquez, his fourth home run. 1-0 Astros in the third, and the batter Jeremy Pena, and he takes up and in for a ball. Watching the television cameraman, he practically greeted Vasquez at home plate and then followed him only a step or two behind him with the handheld camera all the way over to the first base dugout.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the field of play.
Baseball 2026.
Here comes the windup and the 1-1 from Tyone to Pena. Swing and a foul back, 1-2.
I thought that ball was hit very well, but I thought as it was a high, deep drive, I thought the wind would bring that back, and it did. It ended up probably just barely over the basket, but that ball was pretty well struck.
The winds gust at Wrigley. They always have. And now the 1-2 to Pena. Swing and a miss. Good sharp breaking ball by Tyone. That's his 4th strikeout of the day. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are brought to you by an excellent sponsor. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. One away, and here's Paredes. Paredes takes outside. I've shared that theory with the wind gusting at Wrigley many, many times, Ron, and I know you've probably heard this more than anyone. But it's the exact instant at which the ball is hit. What is the wind doing from that point for the next 3 or 4 seconds?
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, it could be blowing, 10 miles harder or softer than it was a minute ago. That's Wrigley Field.
Yep, absolutely.
And that has everything to do with some balls going into the stands and some balls not going into the stand. There is a pitch in there for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, I would say Wrigley Field, the wind probably affects the game more at Wrigley Field than any other ballpark now in Major League Baseball. I would say Candlestick years ago, where you grew up, was probably the wind affected it more, but there's no longer a Candlestick Park.
Yeah, that wind was brutal at Candlestick Park, blowing in from left. Probably cost Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda about 150 home runs between them. Now, Willie McCovey, a left-handed batter, he was happy when it was blowing because it was blowing out toward right field, and that helped him. All 3 made the Hall of Fame. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Backing up, Bregman gets the good bounce. Long throw and a good throw. And that's out number 2.
Good
so
play.
One third baseman bounces out to the other, and here's Alvarez.
Yeah, good play by Bregman. He knew who was running too. Paredes does not run well. He took an extra step to get off a good throw. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
There's a fly ball into left, shallow and playable for Happ. He's going to grab that one to end the inning. Christian Vasquez, the catcher, hits a home run. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's Houston 1, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for the great Cubs.
Let's go places.
Nico Horner's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on Deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Huh?
All right, Zach, are you ready to play the attendance game?
Woo! Yes.
It's a rather emphatic and enthusiastic yes. Nico Horner will lead off for the Cubs here in the bottom of inning number 3. Cubs down by a run now. Horner, Bush, and Bregman. The Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably just not worth drinking. Horner will take a pitch down low for a ball. I don't see a lot of empty seats as we glance around.
Big standing room only. Look at out over the right and right field bleachers, all the standing room only people.
Horner takes a fastball that zips inside. It's 2-0. I'll go ahead and get us started. Okay. I'm going to say 36,863. 36863. Outside to Nico, 3-0. He'd gladly take a walk to try to crank up a rally here.
I'll say 37,800.
Right-hander to right-hander, the 3-0 to Nico Horner. Taking all the way, that's a strike. Nico is going to challenge that call. He thought it was outside.
Yeah, I think this is one of those 3-0 calls where the umpire in years past kind of gives this to the pitcher. Yep.
Nico alertly said, nope, not on my watch.
Yeah.
And that's a good, smart challenge.
Got a pitch a couple inches off the outside corner. So now let's see the second go around through the lineup for the Cubs, see if they can do some damage.
Here is Michael Bush. Bush lined out to short his first time. Nico dancing off to his lead at first. The stretch by Arrighetti in the pitch. Swing and a foul back. Paredes shallow at third. Now backs up a little after that first full swing by Bush. I was surprised that he was in on the grass. I don't see Bush bunting. No. Especially not toward third. In fact, not anywhere in this spot. Now the 0-1. Fastball sinks outside. The count 1-1. I wonder if with men on base, Ron, he'll throw more fastballs than he would with nobody on base.
It'll be interesting to see because, you know, the percentage is what you see of pitches thrown by him so far in his 8 starts or so, 7 starts have been a lot of breaking balls. You know, way bigger number than the normal big league pitcher.
He hasn't had much struggle as a big league pitcher so far. Career ERA of 1.50. It's a small sample size, only 6 games. Nico runs the pitch high, throw to second base. Not in time. Stolen base. Second base umpire Bill Miller, assuming that we all saw he was safe, never did bother to make a physical call.
Good call, Bill.
Yeah, good. It was rather obvious, I guess.
Bill saying to the first base umpire, yeah, he was safe by about this, and he got his arms apart, and they were probably giving him a hard time, too. Like, he's safe or out. Yeah.
Now let's see if Bush can drive in the tying run. Swing and a foul at the plate.
Stolen bases by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Turo Tires. Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with the Turo Tires. Find yours at Turo.com.
Stolen base for Nico Horner. I like his percentage, Ron. 10 steals. He's been caught once.
Wow, yeah.
That's the kind of a guy you give a green light to. The 2-2 from Arrighetti to Bush. 1-0 Houston leading, 3rd inning. Curveball is low, 3-2.
Good take by Michael. A little backdoor hook comes back to the middle of the plate, but it was down.
Still waiting for Zach to make his attendance guess, and Rich Wyatt, our engineer.
38,500.
And the payoff from the Houston right-hander to Bush. Inside, almost hit him. It may have grazed him. So officially it's a hit batsman. A walk and a hit by pitch to the first two men in the inning, who also happen to be the first two men in the order.
Yeah.
So this is where the Cubs offense, in that dugout, the feeling is we've got to get some runs out of this chance right now.
Yeah, you got to start banging the ball around the yard there a little bit and driving in some runs.
Conference on the mound.
Well, now you know this is the perfect scenario for Bregman. Playing your old ball club, you get two men on and nobody out, and it would be an ideal time for him to do some damage. I think your buddy was back on the field, Pat. Camera guy right next to Bregman.
He's going to get on camera himself, ironically. Alex Bregman, the batter. And the pitch on the way to Alex. Swung on, hit in the air, deep left foul, out of play. Joshua Miller is the Astros pitching coach. So a walk and a hit batsman on the inning. Bregman, the former Astro, spent the first 9 seasons in the big leagues with Houston. And look out, he gets hit by the pitch. Upper left arm. Fans are booing, but there's no way he meant to hit him. That loads the bags with nobody out. And the cleanup hitter coming up. So the Cubs with a golden scoring chance. Bregman, no doubt a little bit sore, but he's going to trot to first.
Yeah, this hits him in the kind of upper back lat area. It's a two-seamer and just runs in and runs way in. And now, as you said, Pat, the Cubs, bases loaded, nobody out. You really need to have a good quality inning here and drive in some runs. See if Ian can get the Cubs' first big hit of the game.
Infield stays back. Bases loaded, nobody out. Happ batting left-handed. And the pitch to Ian. Curveball strike. Happ had a soft double the other way his first time. Cubs at every station take their leads. The 0-1 popped up foul and out of play. And the count 0-2. So now it's 0-2 on your run. What's the approach?
You just got to protect the plate. You want to put this ball in play. And you'd love to get something, that last pitch, something you drive to left center and get it elevated and at least get a sac fly.
Infield plays back all the way around. Arrighetti's pitch to Happ. Swinging a pop-up foul. He challenged him with a fastball and really left it in a very hittable area.
I don't think he knows quite where his fastball is going. He's thrown a lot of breaking balls. The two hit batters, one was to Bush. That was either a cutter or a fastball. And then it was definitely a two-seam fastball to Bregman.
Arrighetti with a brand new ball ready for the 0-2 pitch. And Happ swings and misses, strike 3. Slow curve got him. That was a slower curve than most of the ones he has thrown so far today.
That's what's made him effective. This ball in the middle of the plate, but the speed of the pitch got Ian with that little backdoor hook.
Cubs still with a good scoring chance. Bases loaded, one away. And the batter, Seiya Suzuki. And he grounded out his first time. And Seiya hits it foul off to the right, out of play.
I like that approach by Seiya. He looked like he was looking for the breaking ball. He got one up and out over the plate, just fouled it back.
Arrighetti walked a man and then hit back-to-back batters. And now the 0-1 pitch. Dribbled foul right side. So 4 batters have come up in the inning. Nobody has put the ball in play. A walk, back-to-back hit by pitches, and now a strikeout, and now it's 0-2 on Suzuki. Strange inning. Infield back. And the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a high pop fly. This will not drive in a run. The shortstop Pena, with the infield fly rule being invoked, makes the catch, and that's out number 2. And the fans are frustrated.
Yeah, it's a breaking ball, middle of the plate, down about knee high. Sale, the big swing, and just hit it straight up.
There are some at-bats in a game run that mean a lot in terms of overall game momentum. And I would say this one right here is in that category.
Yeah, all could be washed away with a ball sizzling in the gap somewhere for an extra base hit.
Conforto swings and misses. Arrighetti continues to throw a big variety of breaking stuff.
Yeah, that was a curveball, a little backdoor curveball. 77 miles an hour. He had Conforto way out front.
Now the 0-1. Check swing, it's outside. One and one on Michael Conforto. The rookie right-hander Arrighetti glancing back at the runner at second base. That's Bush. And the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to short. Pena's got it. Running throw to first. High throw in time. Out at first. The Cubs might challenge the call. A high throw. Walker had to come off the bag. He then tagged Conforto up around the shoulders. But the umpire, Chad Whitson, said the tag of the glove on the runner took place before Conforto hit the bag. I don't think the Cubs are going to challenge. So the Cubs squander a great scoring chance. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up, and they walk away with nothing. We go to the 4th inning. Houston 1, Cubs nothing on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Later on tonight, the first-place Brewers are home against the Dodgers. Henderson and Robleski, the mound matchup in that one. Pat?
Christian Walker first up, 4th inning. Fouls one away, and it's 0-1. What else, Zach?
There's no other game, Pat, in Major League Baseball currently taking place other than the one here at Wrigley Field. That's what makes Friday so special.
Here's a line drive up the middle, base hit to center. Walker, a solid leadoff single. Sometimes I just wonder if there's anything else on your mind you'd like to discuss, Zach. It doesn't always have to be baseball and the out-of-town scores.
We had a very good conversation in the manager's office this morning about Zach's fresh haircut. We can talk about that.
We can.
just kind of gave you a look over, and yeah, I think you got thumbs down.
No, it's very impressive. 0-1 on Jake Myers.
That's what the manager said, and then he paused and added, the radio audience will appreciate it.
Yeah, that's why we brought it up today.
There's a swing and a foul off to the right out of play. I have a question. Would a moose ever put mousse in his hair? That's what I want to know. Bullwinkle. Beyond Bullwinkle, I'm kind of short on a list of mooses.
I thought you were going to keep going. I was impressed. Like, wow.
Larry the Moose.
Larry the Moose.
Lives a few streets over.
I was going to say, is that...
1-2 on Jake Myers.
What kind of neighborhood do you live in again?
A mooseless one. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way to Myers. It's down low. I don't put much mousse in my hair. Do you, Ron? It's a very personal question.
I'm getting used to it after 13 years. Yeah.
Are you a moose guy?
Yeah, that's even more personal.
You're right, it is. I withdraw the question.
Oh, no,
Here's a
okay.
swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 1.
I have not put mousse in my hair in decades.
Decades?
Decades.
So you used to be a mooser?
Well, when I, lived at home, and when I was a kid, that was one of the products we had that my sister probably used, and I just probably used a little of it.
You just borrowed it?
Sure.
Shoemake, the batter, swings and fouls it back.
Now, are you a moose guy?
Not really.
No?
No. Here is a new ball being tossed out. Shoemake at the plate. Kind of sorry I brought the whole thing up. Now the 0-1 is taken down low for a ball, 1-1.
First out, we'll go with this. Sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity. Imagine that. And no moose.
Shoemake takes outside, the count 2-1. Always a big half inning after your team has squandered a good chance. Puts a little more pressure on Jamison Tyone to put a 0 on the board, but it's almost essential. It's now 3-1 on Shoemake.
Well, here's where you'd love to make a good pitch, maybe a little backdoor cutter, ground ball to Nico.
Fastball is high, ball 4. 2 men on with 1 away, and the batter Cam Smith. Smith flied to center his first time. Former Cubs farmhand, you know that he's a guy that would like to have a big weekend against his former organization. Runners now take their leads at first and second, and the pitch to Smith. And that's upstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, ball he hit in his first at bat in the second inning was a really well struck ball to right center field. Pete caught it right in front of the ivy in right center.
Tyone with 2 men on and 1 away fires. There's a bouncing ball toward the middle, fielded by the shortstop Swanson. No play. Dansby has no play. He thought he had a chance to grab that grounder and run over and step on second base ahead of a sliding Shoemake, but he got there too late. Shoemake runs very well. Dansby would have had a play at first had he immediately thrown to first, but he thought he had a chance at the middleman at second, and he did not. It's a rare judgment mistake by Dansby Swanson.
I think Dansby probably felt like he was closer to the second base bag than he was. And you got to tip your hat to Shoemake because he hustled hard into second base and just made the play difficult. And once Dansby took a step towards the second base bag, you weren't going to be able to throw Smith out at first.
Smith gets a gift infield single. And the bags are now loaded with 1 away. It's a very strange play. Dansby thought he had time to grab the grounder and then swerve to his right to step on the bag, but he just couldn't get there in time. And now Zach Cole, the number 8 hitter, hits a ground ball as Dansby throws to second for one, over to first. Not in time. A run scores. Great play by Dansby, saving possibly a big inning as he fielded that hot smash hit towards center. He then shoveled it to Nico. Nico had to turn all the way around then and make the throw to first. That's a tough play for a second baseman. It was a bang-bang play, but safe at first. A run scores. 2-0 Houston. An RBI for Cole as Walker comes in to score. Shoemake ends up at third on the play.
But it's a heck of an effort by both Dansby to make that catch and then Nico to turn the play at second base, and they almost turned a miraculous double play.
Vasquez takes outside for a ball. Shoemake at third, Cole at first. Give Cole an RBI, his 8th of the year. And the Astros lead 2-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Now Jamison Tyone ready for the 1-1 pitch. And here it comes. Fouled away, 1-2.
Pretty good fastball away from J-Mo there, right on the outside corner. Good pitch.
Cubs going through a very tough time right now. Had the bags loaded in that third with nobody out, and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up and could not get a man in. Houston now with single tallies in the third and fourth. Still plenty of baseball left, only in the 4th inning. 2 outs, men at first and third, and the 1-2 pitch from Tyone to Vasquez. The runner at first goes. Here's a fly ball to left, down the line, curling toward foul territory and out of play. Happ over to take a look. Still 1-2.
Wind still blowing in pretty hard from straightaway center field on this kind of a hazy, cloudy day today here at Wrigley. Cool also. Mid-50s now, it seems like.
It's going to be very hard to homer to the middle of the diamond. Or actually anywhere right now, the way that wind is blowing. The pitch. Check swing, it's low. Maybe a solid line drive run to straightaway left might be your only shot.
Yeah, it'll have to be a line drive to either gap or to straight left or right. But, you know, that line drive that does not really get affected by the wind.
And the 2-2 from Tyone. The runner goes. Here's a line drive. Base hit to right. Over toward the line to pick it up is Saya. Another run scores. And it is 3-0 Houston. Christian Vasquez, the number 9 hitter, with a homer and now an RBI single. And the Astros lead by 3.
Now it's a high fastball up and out over the plate. It's about shoulder high, and Vasquez just goes out and stays on top of this ball and just shoots it the other way. Good piece of hitting and ends up driving in the third run.
Cole advances to third. Vasquez now with 16 RBIs. Jeremy Pena, the leadoff hitter, swings and misses. Strange half inning. Now the 0-1 from Tyone. Pena hits a dribbler to Horner, has to hurry, throws to first to get him in time. Houston scores twice. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. They leave a pair. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Houston 3, Cubs nothing on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
.com for full details.
Spiegel and Holmes talk Cubs baseball in Chicago sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. Pat?
All right, Zach, we go to the bottom of inning number 4. 3-0 Houston. It's the kind of a day you don't want to get very far behind because it's a tough day to hit home runs. Let's see if the Cubs can battle back. Kelly, Armstrong, and Swanson against Spencer Arrighetti. First pitch taken high for a ball. Astros will be here all weekend long. Gave you the matchup for tomorrow's game. Colin Ray against Kai Wei Teng. And then the Sunday finale, Shota Imanaga against Peter Lambert. Cubs will then head to Pittsburgh for the Memorial Day Monday game. It's a day game in Steel Town. I think it starts at 12:35 Central. And then 3 straight night games in Pittsburgh, all beginning at 5:40 Central Time. And then it's on to St. Louis. And 3 straight night games next weekend, including the Sunday night game of the week. First meetings of the Cubs and the Redbirds. Next offering in there for a strike, 3-1. So the Cubs no more days off until the month of June.
Yeah, this has been a pretty taxing part of the schedule for the Cubs over the last 4 weeks or so.
And the 3-1 fly ball to center, shallow. Breaking in now, Myers makes the catch, the left-handed center fielder. Jake Myers made the play, 1 down, and the batter, Pete Crow Armstrong.
The big league schedule, Major League Baseball schedule for each team is difficult. You play so many ball games, and then there's always 1 or 2 segments of it that are even more so. That like the Cubs played 23 games in 24 days, and then there are also some times where you get. Pete takes that pitch, shows bunt, but doesn't bunt. Pitch is wide. And then there's some other stretches where you get, a day off a week for 3 straight weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's just, there's some oddities to the schedule.
Pete Crow Armstrong had a base on balls his first time. He gets jammed and pops it up on the infield. The third baseman, Paredes, comes down the line, makes the catch, and that's out number 2. Cubs trail 3-0 here in the 4th inning, and the batter, Dansby Swanson.
Pete got jammed by that fastball inside.
Swanson popped out his first time. Arrighetti, long dark hair flowing out the back of his black cap. And the pitch to Dansby, bunted sharply toward third and foul. Swanson saw Paredes playing deep and thought he would try to drop down a surprise 2-out bunt.
Well, Cubs right now, they're looking for base runners anyway, and then you're looking for the big hit to drive in some runs. I don't mind at all Dansby, even though it's 2 outs. Usually you want him swinging, but
swinging a fly ball, shallow right. Drifting in, the right fielder making a running catch is Smith. And the Cubs go very quietly in inning number 4. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment. 3-0 Astros on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
8.
Alongside Ron Coomer and Pat Hughes, Zach Zaidman with you. Top of the 5th here on this matinee at Wrigley Field. The Astros with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs. The opener of a 3-game set. Cubs trying to stop a losing streak of 5. Isaac Paredes, the former Cub, will dig in 0 for 2 today. Jameson Taillon on the mound. Cubs once again having a similar issue in this game that they've had throughout the losing streak as Taillon rocks back and deals. And Paredes looks at a sinking fastball for a strike. 0-1. 0-1. Cubs are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position today. They've left 6 men on base. Taillon, high leg kick and pitch, and Paredes lines one into right center field for a base hit.
Yeah, a little high fastball to Paredes, and he just goes with it. He just shoots it the other way. Second time we've seen that. Vasquez did it last inning and drove in a run.
So here comes the dangerous Yordan Alvarez. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Hitting at .299 on the year with 15 home runs. An extremely powerful left-handed batter. Taillon, the right-hander, delivers. And Alvarez fouls it back off the screen. 0-1.
Now this guy can hit some long home runs. 6'4", right at 240 pounds. Strong man.
Bush playing behind Paredes at first. Here's the 0-1. Alvarez looks at a ball high and outside. It was a slow-moving breaking ball from Taillon. 1-1.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Now the pitch, up high. 2 balls and a strike, the count on Alvarez. That was a fastball that missed. Partly cloudy day here at Wrigley Field. Wind blowing in. No one out here in the top of the 5th. 3-0 Houston. The pitch. Alvarez fouls it back. 2-2. We'd like to congratulate Jonathan Zarang, class of 2026, on his graduation from Stevenson High School.
Very cool.
His late dad, Mark, an engineering legend.
Yeah.
Alvarez calls time, steps out of the box, now digs in. Taillon peers in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly, puts the ball in the glove, sets at the belt. Works his motion and deals. And a pop fly. Left side foul territory, and this one's out of play behind the Cubs dugout. Bregman was giving chase. 2-2.
Now with Alvarez's play, you'd love to see him hook a ground ball right at Nico. See if the Cubs could roll a pair.
Now the 2-2. That's low. Full count with Alvarez at the plate and Paredes at first. No one out here in the top of the 5th. The cleanup man, Christian Walker, on deck. Cubs vacating the third base position with their defensive alignment. Bregman playing where shortstop normally would. The payoff pitch. Alvarez fouls it back just to our left, out of play.
I wouldn't throw that one again. He took a big rip. He was right on time with that fastball up and away.
Taillon's ready, puts the ball in the glove, sets at the belt, and deals. And this is pop foul out of play, second deck off to the left.
After seeing that high fastball and the swing that Alvarez had, J-Man went to the slow breaking ball, like the pitch. He executed it well. Alvarez just barely got a piece of it.
Wind blowing in a little harder now as Taillon gets ready. The 3-2. Popped up again. Foul out of play. Second deck off to the left. That time a fastball. Taillon's thrown 86 pitches this afternoon. The next one will be number 10 of this at-bat. Here it comes. Alvarez loops one into right center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. All quickly fielded by Suzuki. to hold Paredes at second base. Once again, the Astros mounting pressure. Men at first and second. No one out here in the top of the fifth, and the cleanup man, Christian Walker, duo.
Left-hander Milner warming up in the bullpen for the Cubs right now. As you said, J-Mo getting closer to that pitch count, somewhere close to 90. And he could really use a ground ball here with 2 men on and nobody out.
Walker's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Right-handed batter, open stance, hits out of a crouch. The pitch. Walker hits a high fly ball to left, angling toward the line. Happ in the corner near the sidewall, makes the catch in fair territory. 1 away.
I thought that ball was going to get blown into the seats down the line, but it ended up staying fair, I believe. Happ caught it close to the sidewall on the track, but in fair territory. So a good break for Taillon and the Cubs. Now you could really use that ground ball.
With Jake Myers at the plate, right-handed batter, men at first and second with 1 down here in the top of the fifth. The pitch. Pop foul out of play off to the right by Myers. And a nifty catch made in the second deck, first row. Nice work by a fan out there. 0-1 the count. The pitch. And excuse me, check swing, ground ball left side, fielded by Bregman. A second for 1. That's all they'll get. But 2 down as Alvarez is erased from the bases, advancing to third on the play, Paredes. And Jake Myers is safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Well, and that'll bring out Craig Counsell. That, I believe, is going to be the end of the day for Jameson Taillon. Pitch count got him. He's at 90 pitches in the ballgame.
Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. 2 down, top of the fifth. Astros threatening with men at the quarters, and Braden Shoemake due up. Houston 3, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi Harrison Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Veteran left-hander Hobie Milner is the new man on the mound for the Cubs, replacing the starter Jameson Taillon. Milner on the year, 1-0 in 22 games with a 1.96 ERA. Astros with a 3-0 lead, 2 away here in the top of the fifth, but Houston threatening with men at the corners. It's the opener of the 3-game set. Cubs trying to stop a 5-game losing streak. Cubs had to make a move prior to today's ball game. Matt Shaw was placed on the injured list with mid-back tightness. And hotshot prospect Pedro Ramirez was called up from AAA Iowa, hitting better than 300 for the I-Cubs before getting the call up.
He's got big RBI totals, too, doesn't he? Wasn't it like 49 or something like that?
Yeah, in the 40s, 9 home runs.
Yeah, he's having a great season in Iowa, and I love that the Cubs called him up, even if it's for a short time. And Counts' explanation is maybe that, we'll see how long that is, but he gets a little taste of what big league life is all about.
Astros have a pinch hitter at the plate, Bryce Matthews, the pitch. This is inside, 1-0. That was a sinking fastball from Milner. Matthews is a right-handed batter against the lefty Milner, who works on the extreme first base side of the rubber. Men at the corners for Houston, 2 away. 3-0 Astros. Here's the pitch. Matthews looks at a ball outside. It's 2-0, a change that missed.
Miller's release point is down below his waist, so a sidearm lefty. Not an overpowering guy, but very difficult to pick the ball up on.
And the pitch. Called strike, sinking fastball, outside edge, 2-1.
See, now if the hitter was locked into seeing these pitches, that would have been you to put that ball in play. But from the delivery from Milner, that sidearm delivery, you got to see some pitches.
Line drive, base hit into center field. Paredes will score. Stopping at second base is Myers, and it's now 4-0 Astros. RBI single for Bryce Matthews.
Well, with back-to-back sinkers this time, it did not get to the outside corner. Stays in the middle of the plate. And Matthews just shoots this ball right over Nico's head into center field for a base knock and an RBI.
So now men at first and second for Houston. Cam Smith will dig in. He's 0 for 2 today. Powerful right-handed batter. The pitch is a called strike, fastball near the bottom of the zone. 0-1. Right along the inside edge. Milner checks second and deals. And misses low, 1-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup from Milner. 1-2 on Smith. Big prize in the big deal last year, in which the Cubs acquired Kyle Tucker. Smith ended up going back to Houston. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Tapper right back to the mound, fielded by Milner. Underhand toss to first in time. That's out number 3, but Houston adds another run. It's 4-0 Astros, middle 5 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Every
Suits2020.com.
On Tuesday, June 2nd, the Cubs take on the A's 7:05 on ALS night. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers will receive an End ALS t-shirt presented by Sloan. Fans should visit Gallagher Way pregame for activities to help promote ALS awareness. Cubs playing catch-up here at Wrigley Field. We get set for the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's the Astros with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs. Nico Horner will dig in to lead off the 5th for the Cubs. 0 for 1 with a walk. Right-hander Spencer Arrighetti works his motion and deals. And Nico looks at a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Bryce Matthews stays in the game. And he's now at second base for the Astros. And a pinch hit RBI single in the top half of this frame. Now the 0-1. Nico looks at a ball low and outside. 1-1 the count.
First outs are always sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Nico waits. The 1-1 delivery by Arrighetti. And a line drive hit to center field. It's playable for Myers, who backs up and makes the catch. Routine play. One away.
That ball's well struck off bat of Horner. Nico smokes this ball to center, but right into the teeth of that wind. Center fielder Myers gets down and starts back hard like for 1 or 2 steps, and then the wind grabs this ball and just shuts it down.
So here's Michael Busch, 0 for 1. He's also hit by a pitch. Arrighetti deals. That one misses low. Busch now hitting at .232 on the year. Alex Bregman on deck. Paredes, the third baseman, wide of the bag, in on the edge of the infield grass. And the 1-0. Outside to Busch. 2 balls, no strikes. Happy birthday wishes to our good friend, Coom, David Haw.
Oh, really?
Of the world famous Mully and Haw show.
World famous.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah.
Now the 2-0. That floats into the zone for a strike. Slow moving breaking ball.
Happy birthday, David. I enjoy going on with those guys every Friday morning at 8. Always some great conversation.
They consume sports the way we consume sports, right? Here's the 2-1. Busch swings and misses. Took a hefty cut at a curve. 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just so good at what they do, and they've been around all the games, as reporters and as fans and as players, and they got a great perspective. And when we talk, great questions about our club. Sometimes I don't always like the questions, but that doesn't mean they're not good questions. Just means you got to answer them. You don't really want to, but that's okay.
Busch looks at a fastball up high. He's worked the full count.
But great guys, great friends. Happy birthday, David.
Doesn't look a day older than the 30, right? Something like that.
I was going to say, they'll have you on. You don't have to, yeah.
Busch swings and fouls one off the netting to the left. Count remains 3-2.
And guys, Zach likes to be on really early. Like when you guys get on the air at 6, 5:45, he likes to be on in that 6 o'clock hour. That's when he loves to be on.
You need new sources, my friend.
Rich told me.
And he does too. Speaking of which, we got to go to Rich in a second. Here's the 3-2. Busch swings and lines one foul out of play off to the left. We need Rich's guess. Rich Wyatt, our engineer. We need his guess in the Biddy's Beverage Depot attendance game.
I put 75,000 on my book.
That was close.
Yeah,
it was close. I'm going to go 37,300, guys.
All right, so everyone now officially in the game. Good luck, man. The 3-2 to Busch. Inside, did that clip him? It's ball 4 regardless. Yep, it did not hit him, but it's ball 4. Busch heads to first base with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Astros with a 4-0 lead. So here comes Alex Bregman. Get you a station identification here shortly. Bregman has reached base twice today, a single and a hit by pitch. Walker holding on, Busch at first. Arrighetti deals. And Bregman looks at a ball low, 1-0 the count.
Bregman, his last at bat, took a fastball right in the kind of the left lat in his back as he turned, and it caught him flush. 94 mile an hour, 2-seam fastball. Unintentional, definitely not intentional.
The pitch is inside, 2-0. That was another breaking ball, but not a curve, one of those sweepers. Wind blowing in. Sun peeking through the clouds here at Wrigley Field. The 2-0 to Bregman. Inside again. Missed with a curve. 3-0.
Arrighetti trying to go 2-0 breaking ball and throw that soft curveball. And Bregman didn't chase it inside. Now you're at 3-0. See what he goes with here. There's a lot of breaking stuff.
Arrighetti kicks and fires. Up high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. First Bush, now Bregman, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Astros up 4-0. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes talking Cubs afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Houston with a 4-0 lead over the Cubs, but the Cubs threatening once again, 1 down. Michael Bush and Alex Bregman have now drawn back-to-back walks, and the cleanup man, Ian Happ, due up.
Yeah, this is one of those ball games where you really think Cubs should be doing better than they are. They've had 6 free passes, either being walked or 2 hit by pitches. So, if the offense, can do something, you're back at it. 2 walks in this inning, still looking for that big hit.
Maybe Happ will come up with one here. Doubled in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Switch hitter batting from the left side. 2 on, 1 away. The pitch. Happ looks at a strike, a fastball. 0-1. Bush at second, Bregman at first. Happ at the plate. Arrighetti delivers. And Happ fouls it back.
Little excuse me swing by Ian. He got fastball inside and wanted to hold up, but the ball swing just kept going a little bit and just barely got a piece of it to the backstop.
So 0-2 the count on Happ as he waits. Arrighetti delivers. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a slow-moving curveball. And the crowd here at Wrigley Field not happy. 2 away.
Now, runners in scoring position. The Cubs have had their struggles of late. Ian gets fooled by the breaking ball there. A good hook. It starts out in the zone, but it ends up, maybe about ankle high. He swung over the top of it.
So here's Seiya Suzuki, 0 for 2 today. 2 on, 2 out for the Cubs. The pitch. Low and outside. 1-0 the count with Seiya at the plate. Cubs are now 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position today. Four nothing Astros here in the 5th. The 1-0. That's low. 2-0 now with Suzuki at the plate.
Now, if Suzuki sits on breaking ball here, whether it be curveball or, that kind of sweeping breaking ball, he may hit this ball a long way. I would think he's going to get something slow, some kind of breaking pitch. If he sits on it, good things could happen.
And the 2-0. And a line drive hit into the power alley in right center, but it's caught by the right fielder, Smith, who comes in. And the Cubs leave 2 more. After 5, Houston 4, Cubs nothing on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Molly and Hom, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
villageofbedfordpark.com.
Right-hander Ethan Roberts will take over from the Cub bullpen as we go to inning number 6. Still kind of a hazy sunshine overhead, cloudy, cool. It was 61 at game time. Still feels about in that same temperature neighborhood. Cubs just not able to get some offense going. They have a grand total of 2 hits. They squandered a bases loaded, no out chance in the third. They had men at second and third with 2 outs in the first and couldn't score. And then they had 2 men on with 1 away in that 5th inning that Zach called for you. And just not a single clutch hit yet. But there's still time. Only the 6th inning. First things first. Zach Cole will bat against Ethan Roberts. Cole drove in a run with a fielder's choice bouncer his last time. He takes a strike, 0-1. Astros have scored in 3 consecutive innings. 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And the next offering is down low, and the count 1-1. The game is full of surprises, both good and bad. Here comes the 1-1. And the Cubs are ready for some of those good surprises.
Yeah, right.
The first of 3 against the Astros, a team 11 games below 500. And the next pitch is a strike, and now the batter Cole is going to challenge that call by Chad Fairchild. He thought it was down low.
A little breaking ball down, and it is down.
So the count is now 3-1. Call overturned. Astros do not lose that challenge.
I'll say this. Fairchild has not been challenged much today at all. I think that's the second time.
Swing and a miss. The count 3-2.
He's had a good game behind home plate.
Who were some of the best ball and strike umpires when you played, Ron, that you have direct knowledge of? Anybody come to mind?
Yeah, you know who was really good when he was really locked in?
Bouncing ball to second base, fielded by Nico Horner, and the throw to first is in time. 1 away here in the 6th inning, 4-0 Astros. And it brings up Christian Vasquez.
One of the guys that was more of a character than anybody else in baseball at the time as an umpire was Kenny Kaiser.
Ken Kaiser, Big Ken.
Big Ken. He was a professional wrestler at one time. But when, and when he was locked in and, like that playoff mode for baseball, he was about as good as you can get. He was really good.
Steve Palermo was a great umpire in his day. Passed away way too young.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. I liked him, too. He was a very nice man, and I interviewed him many times.
Great guy.
But he, one night in, I believe, Dallas, Texas, he was working a game there, and after the game, here comes the 1-1. It is in there for a strike. There was some dispute, and he ended up getting shot in the back. And it paralyzed him.
Yeah,
and he never really was able to umpire again. I saw him thereafter at various functions, Ron. I'm sure you did too. And he just couldn't move as well. And it was kind of a tragedy. He was, as I recall the story, he was trying to help some woman who was in trouble.
That's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
And a real shame. He was a great umpire, I thought. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Christian Vasquez. And it misses for ball 3-1. But Steve would hustle on the field, always in position to make calls when he was a base umpire. He emphatically called balls and strikes. But you just got the feeling that this pitch is going to be overturned. It is a strike. But you always got the feeling that Steve Palermo cared about what he was doing.
Absolutely.
He wanted to make the calls right all the time. You're not always going to get them right. but you can just tell the guys who care about it
Mhm.
more than others, and I certainly put him in that category.
I thought somebody who we see still fairly regular, who's a rover at times, Larry Young.
2-2 pitch outside to Vasquez.
Very fair, very good umpire.
He cared.
Yes. Tim Tashida comes to mind.
Older fans will remember Doug Harvey.
Yeah.
Jocko Conlon from years ago. Here's the 3-2, swinging a foul back. Frank Pulley was a great umpire.
We had one from Lockport who was a longtime umpire in the league. Bill Haller.
Bill Haller, his brother
Famous,
Tom,
yeah.
played in the big
That's
leagues.
right. Bill, if you look like on YouTube and some of the old things, great.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Vasquez is out on strikes. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Cubs trail 4-0. Ethan Roberts now will go to work on Jeremy Pena.
Now, Bill Haller was a very good umpire around a long time, but he was also a guy that wasn't going to take a lot of stuff from anybody. And that was during the Earl Weaver years. And you want to see some funny arguments? Go out there and Google Bill Haller and Earl Weaver. That, I would suggest not having the kids around, though, when you watch that film.
Keep the volume turned down, maybe.
Yeah, or just put it in your own ears. Yes, as an adult, but oh my gosh, it is just hysterical.
Well, Earl was famous for baiting umpires.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever liked an umpire in his entire life.
Oh. And Bill knew exactly what he was doing. Bill would call him out on it. Hey, he would. It's just great. We got to talk to Bill Haller later in his life. He came up to the booth in St. Louis, you and I. We had a rain delay, and I think he had his daughter with him, but such a great guy. Great family from my hometown of Lockport.
Jeremy Pena with a count of 0-2, batting here in the 6th inning. 4-0 Astros. No balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter. And now Roberts to Pena. And the pitch just outside for a ball. Thinking about Earl Weaver, they used to play double headers all the time. Almost every Sunday you had a double header. Earl was famous for getting tossed out of game 1. And then as they were exchanging lineup cards for game 2, getting tossed before game 2.
Yeah.
That's getting your money's worth.
Yeah, that's getting a good long nap in, too, because you didn't watch a lot of baseball.
I'll bet you were never kicked out of a game.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, partner.
Like I said, I bet you were thumbed left and right. Here's a ground ball to first, fielded by Bush. He'll shovel it to Roberts. We'll get the stories from Ron and
no, he won't.
Multiple. Maybe not today, but at some point. 3 up, 3 down. Good job by Ethan Roberts. We go to the bottom of inning number 6. It is Houston 4, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
be great.
Miguel Amaya is on deck to pinch hit for Michael Conforto. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Cubs need some offense, Zach. Thank you. Bottom of inning number 6. Cubs are down 4-0. They did not score against Spencer Arrighetti in his start. 5 shutout innings. Boy, they had their chances. Leaving 2 men on in the first, leaving a man on in the second, leaving the bases loaded in the third, and then stranding 2 more in the 5th. So Arrighetti able to get out of every single jam. And now left-hander Stephen Okert is the new pitcher. Long-legged left-hander flips a curveball in there for a strike to the pinch hitter Miguel Amaya.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation light beer. And the Cubs need to put a few balls in flight, that's for sure.
Here's the ball into shallow center, and that's going to be in there for a base hit. Great effort by Shoemake, the second baseman. It was a twisting pop fly. Shoemake initially took a slightly wrong course and then tried to veer to his right and make a diving catch. Great effort, but it falls in for a base hit.
Yeah, this ball is hit right off the end of the bat, and it starts out center, and because of the wind and the spin on the ball, it starts bringing it back towards right center. Kind of an odd play as Matthews chases this ball. Matthews just entered the ball game as a pinch hitter, and that ball sliced away from him.
First pitch strike to Carson Kelly.
Cubs need to get a little rally going. Some high fives in that dugout and change the mood a little bit in that dugout.
The next offering popped up shallow right. Matthews, the second baseman, gives way to the right fielder Smith, who makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Getting back to our discussion about ejections in the top of the inning. So you were tossed out of a big league game.
I was tossed out of a game, but it was the end of the game, so it didn't really matter. I had some good heated arguments, but I think I never really – I did in the minor leagues, and I think I learned my lesson to not cross the line to the point where you were getting kicked out of the game.
Breaking ball is down low.
As a corner infielder, you got to know all the umpires, too. So, that worked in my favor a little bit. I thought, anyway.
Play a little politics.
Yeah. Good Chicagoan. We've learned how to do that a long time ago.
Deep fly ball to right off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong. If it's fair, it's got a chance. Gone. 2-run home run. Pete Crow Armstrong, and the Cubs are back in the game. It's now 4-2. Right down the line and right. The way the wind is blowing, Ron, I was worried that the wind was going to push it foul. It stayed fair by about 5 feet and gone by plenty.
Yeah, this ball's really well struck. Little hanging breaking ball inside. And Pete catches this ball well out in front, and he drives it. And you're right, it starts out a no doubt fair home run, but then the wind starts grabbing it and blowing it towards the foul line, and it stays fair. Cubs needed a big swing of the bat, and they just got it from Pete Crow Armstrong.
Okert faces 3 batters, and he'll leave the game. Pitching changes by the opposition. Those are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Pete Crow Armstrong with a 2-run home run. It's now a 4-2 Houston lead. A new pitcher coming in. We'll identify him in a moment. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Chicago, this is Craig Counsell. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
Enyel De Los Santos, a right-hander, the new pitcher for the Astros. Cubs have a long history of success against guys with the first name of Enyel. I don't have any data to back up that statement.
Who would second guess a Hall of Famer?
Big home run by Pete Crow Armstrong. There's a different feeling now about the game. It's 4-2 in favor of Houston. And De Los Santos going to work on Dansby Swanson. Now, if Dansby can get on, then you get the tying run to the plate, and then the crowd will definitely become more of a factor.
Well, you needed someone to break the ice a little bit for the Cubs and get that dugout, the mood in the dugout changed a little bit and get some high fives going in there.
Dansby pokes it foul, out of play, 1-1. De Los Santos has not been invincible this year. His ERA is 4.91 over 18 games. 4.91, he's been struggling. The 1-1. Pulled on the ground, foul past third. Nico Horner and the top of the order on deck. Cubs trying to snap a 5-game skid. They'll have to do it coming from behind on this Friday. Still plenty of baseball left, only in the 6th inning. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him, and that's out number 2. So Dansby strikes out. Back to the top of the order for Nico Horner. If Nico gets on here, would that be too risky to try to steal a bag, Ron, down by 2?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I think, now you're in the game. You got to, let your players do what they do best. And that would, if you can get more guys in scoring position, that's better yet.
Horner takes inside. Nico today has struck out and walked and flied to center. This big crowd ready to make some noise. Should get the exact attendance figure here soon. Nico takes a fastball strike. Just did hit the outside edge.
First out, top half of the inning, sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Astros 4, Cubs 2, 6th inning. 2 down, bases empty, and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Nico. And he'll swing away and foul it away, and it's 1-2. 3 straight day games in the series. Tomorrow at 1:20, it'll be Colin Ray against Kai Wei Teng. Shota Imanaga opposing Peter Lambert on Sunday. Here's the little pop fly, shallow right center. Going out is Matthews, and the second baseman makes the catch to end the inning. The Cubs score twice to get back in the game on the home run by Pete Crow Armstrong. It's 4-2 Astros as we move to the 7th on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
consumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ethan Roberts out to work here in the 7th inning. We're going to take a look at a little baseball history as we move along. This date in baseball history brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. May 22nd down through the years. Let's see what is happening or has happened as Isak Paredes takes inside for ball 1. Houston out hitting the Cubs 9-4 and leading 4-2. Roberts, the right-hander, always works from a stretch. Here's a line drive, backhanded by Swanson on the short hop. Good play, gets up and throws him out at first. Dansby at short really didn't have to move much, but it was not an easy play. It was a line smash near his right foot. He got it on the short hop and then fell down to one knee, got up quickly, and made the throw to first to get him.
Excellent play by Dansby. Yeah, nice play by Michael, picking that ball right out of the dirt.
Yordan Alvarez, the batter. The big man takes outside. May 22nd, baseball history. Let's see what's happened. There is a quote from the great Henry Aaron about Babe Ruth. Of course, they were mentioned in the same sentence because it was Ruth's record that Henry broke by hitting number 715. I had a chance to meet Henry Aaron several times. He was a teammate of Bob Uecker's, so I met him in Milwaukee. He and Dusty Baker were very close. They were teammates in Atlanta. Dusty was in the on-deck circle when Aaron hit number 715, and I met Henry more than once in Dusty's office when he managed the Cubs. But just a very decent, nice man, Henry Aaron.
Very much so.
Did you meet him, Ron?
I have numerous times. I did, yeah.
But his quote here, this is typical of Henry Aaron. He says, "I don't want anyone to forget Babe Ruth. I just want them to remember me."
There you go. Yep.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Pretty humble. 3-1 pitch, fouled away off to the left, out of play.
There's a guy nobody will forget in Cubs history, and he's standing right behind me. Bill Madlock. Mad Dog's here. He's going to sing the 7th inning stretch.
4-time batting champion.
And he could whistle him a line drive off that 368 mark in left center with the best of them.
Here's a pitch taken outside. That is going to be ball 4.
You want to have some hitting discussions? This guy behind me is one of the best. Right here.
Bill, you got your microphone on? What was your longest hitting streak? What was the longest hitting streak you had in the big leagues?
15, not too many.
15? See, I was expecting you would say something like 30.
He just had a bunch of them all in the same year.
I did have a bunch of them, though. Never went a long time without a hit.
No, The infielders on the left side of the infield had to watch out when them hit. I can tell you that.
We were just talking about the great Henry Aaron here, Bill. You had a chance to play some games against Hammer, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. He was unbelievable. He had some strong wrists.
Always seemed under control. Never really overswung, did he?
It seemed like all the players back then, they were always under control. They didn't swing too hard at all.
A ball and a strike on Christian Walker. And the pitch swung on and missed. You won 4 batting championships. I'm sure they're all sweet, but is there any one that means more to you for some reason than the others?
The second one I won here, I went 4 for 4 on the last day to beat Ken Griffey Sr.
I remember that.
4 for 4 on the final day. Did Griffey speak to you for the next year or two?
I always used to tease his son every time I see him.
How's your pops? About 2 hits shy of me.
Right.
1 and 2 on Christian Walker. Got a Willie Stargell note here, 1968, right here at Wrigley. Willie hit 3 homers and just missed a 4th in a game against the Cubs. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's out number 2. Alvarez still at first. Bill, there were very few hitters that were like you, though, in the game. You had power, but you were more of a line drive hitter than, guys like Stargell and Henry Aaron and Willie Mays, the guys who hit the long home runs. But 4 batting championships. Here's the pitch. Bounce toward third. Backing up, making a nice play. Bregman, long throw to first. Excellent play by Bush on the other end. We'll take a timeout and come back with Bill Madlock in a moment. No runs for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Bill's all set to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." It is a 4-2 lead for the Astros here at Wrigley Field. And I think Bill is all set and ready to go. Take it away, Bill.
Former Chicago Cubs infielder Bill Madlock.
A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and crackers. I don't care if your hair is root for the Cubbies. If the wind is a shame, 'cause there's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Score some more runs. Let's go, Cubbies.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball on 104.3 The Score and the Cubs Radio Network.
To left center, drifting back near the track now is Myers, as that ball started to sail, and Myers makes the catch about 360 feet away.
Yeah, that ball really well struck by Michael Bush, but with that wind blowing straight in, literally he hit that ball dead into the wind in left center.
Let's see if Alex Bregman can get on. Bregman has been on 3 times today with a single, a hit by pitch, and a base on balls. And this is one of those spots where the Cubs need a guy to get on badly. 7th inning, trailing by 2. With 1 away and nobody on the pitch. Lifted foul off to the right and out of play.
7th inning stretch sponsored by Volvo XC90. Room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. And my old buddy Bill Madlock sang the 7th inning stretch today. He could flat out hit.
Here's the ball outside. The count 2-1 on Bregman. Bill was a hitting machine.
Yeah, he really was. 4-time batting champ. That's all you need to know.
Always under control. Never really seemed to get fooled too badly on a pitch, Ron. And I saw him play many games in both leagues. Swinging a foul out of play. Some of his years with the Tigers. You just couldn't get him out. And his days with the Cubs, he was with the Giants for a while. It's fun to watch a guy who is that good at such a special skill. The 2-2 pitch is outside, 3-2.
No doubt about it. First out, sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Let's see if Bregman can reach. It's 3-2 on Alex. And the pitch hit on the ground to third. Scooped up by Paredes. And the throw across in time, and that's out number 2. Kind of a tricky hop. Paredes negotiated the bounce cleanly. And the batter is Ian Happ.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs. See if Happer can get him a knock. He a little soft double down the left field line. Kind of a jam shot in that first inning.
There's a quote from Gene Mauch, former player, former manager in big league ball, as Happ pulls it foul down the right field line. I remember reading something late in his career. He played for a while. He managed for many, many years. Had a lot of heartbreaks. He said, as a big league manager, there are really 3 different games every day. And the reporter said, what do you mean 3 games? He said, well, there's the one that actually takes place. There's the game you rehash with the media right after. And the last game that you have to deal with is the one that wakes you up in the middle of the night and you stare at the ceiling thinking what I might have done differently.
There you go.
Now the 0-2 pitch, lifted, pop fly on the infield. Paredes, the third baseman, is going to make the catch. And the Cubs do nothing in the 7th inning. We go to the 8th. Houston 4, Cubs 2. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
Four to 2, Cubs are down by a couple here in the 8th, and this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids, that's Cars with a K, to donate your car today. Patrick?
Jacob Webb is the new right-handed pitcher for the Cubs as we start this 8th inning. Webb with a record of 0-1, a good ERA of just over 3. And he needs to put a 0, maybe 2 if he gets a chance to work a couple of innings. As the Cubs are down 4-2. If you're just joining us on this Friday, maybe you were working earlier and you're in your car heading home. Astros built up a 4-0 lead. They scored in 3 consecutive innings. In the third, a home run by Christian Vasquez made it 1-0. In the fourth inning, Zach Cole with a fielder's choice RBI bouncer and Vasquez a run-scoring single. And then Braden Shoemake with a run-scoring base hit in the fifth inning. And Shoemake, the number 6 hitter. So the bottom of their order has done all the damage. Cubs got their 2 runs on a home run by Pete Crow Armstrong with a man on in the 6th. Strike 3 called. Bryce Matthews called out on strikes. And that's out number 2.
Good pitch. First out of the inning. That's sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
I may have said out number 2. Out number 1, in fact. 1 away, nobody on. 8th inning, 4-2 Houston.
And the Cubs pitching change is sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Webb always works from the stretch. The big right-hander fires a strike.
Well, he does some kind of good job of cross-firing the right-handed hitter and staying right on that outside corner.
The pitch is a strike.
So he's throwing a fastball out there and then a changeup, both right on the edge of the strike zone.
One away, 8th inning. Big crowd ready to make some more noise. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Rich Wyatt, our engineer, the closest of the 4. Here comes the 1-2. It's outside. The actual figure today, 37,332.
Wow. Suspiciously close.
Yeah, Rich is only off by 32 fans. Wow.
Were you in the ticket office before the game, Rich?
I was actually at each door counting everybody walking in.
And that's why he was late with his guests, too.
Yep.
I think they had to get back to him. That could be grounds for disqualification.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Webb strikes out Cam Smith. And that's out number 2. And it brings up Zach Cole.
If the prize money was a little more rich, we'd have to check you. But seeing it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Is there any prize money involved here?
There you have it.
Pride.
My ears kind of perked up when I heard that.
I noticed.
There's a strike to Cole, and it's 0-1.
Tough plays of the game, partner. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. You got a tough play. How about the play Dansby made up the middle, and they almost turned the pair? How about that play?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 1-1 on Cole. Time to start taking this attendance game a bit more seriously. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Foul down the third base line. 1-2.
Prize money got your attention, did it?
It did.
Uh-huh.
So you've been cashing in for all these years, haven't you?
Yeah. You see, and you thought I needed another side hustle.
1-2 on Cole. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. I like that phrase, side hustle.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with it.
Yeah, right?
Whoever came up with it, congratulations. Turns out it was Zach. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Taken high and inside, 2-2.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
And now the 2-2. Big chop to first. Fair ball fielded by Bush. Underhand feed to Webb. Close play. A hustling Cole is out by an eyelash. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It remains Houston 4, Cubs 2 on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
The out-of-town scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Cardinals and Reds already postponed in Cincinnati because of rain. And let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up on June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Right-hander Brian Abreu, a big right-hander, is the new pitcher for Houston. Cubs have Seiya Suzuki to lead off the inning. It looks like Moises Ballesteros is in the on-deck circle as a pinch batter. And then Carson Kelly. Cubs need somebody to get on. Seiya will take inside for a ball. Please stay tuned for the toast of the game. That'll be named by Ron Coomer and presented by Benny's Beverage Depot coming up in the 9th inning. Seiya takes inside. Did you ever, in a game like this, a situation where Seiya needs to get on and he jumped away from a pitch inside? Did you ever stop and think, maybe I should have just let that darn thing hit me?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an instant reaction is what you get of going, getting out of the way of the pitch. But there are a lot of times where you're like, now if that one just clipped me a little, that wouldn't have been bad for the team, that's for sure.
There's the strike. I think probably with more experience, that type of thinking might take place.
Mm-hmm.
Now the 2-1 to Suzuki. Seiya takes ball 3. Are you aggressive or only so-so here, Ron?
I think you got to make up your mind when you step in the box. Are you going to be aggressive and really be ready to cut it loose, or are you taking all the way? You can't be in the middle.
Swinging a bouncing ball to third, fielded by Paredes. The toss across in time, 1 away. Suzuki bounces out to third. Cubs trail 4-2, 1 away, bottom of the 8th inning. And Moises Ballesteros pinch hitting for Miguel Amaya.
Cleanup hitters today are sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star KitchenAid kitchen today at grandappliance.com. See if Ballesteros can do a little damage here. He had been scuffling a little bit, getting a few days to just work on his swing, and let's see if he can do a little something.
And he hits one in the air to left center, playable. Cole and Myers are there. Myers, the left-handed center fielder, makes the catch. And that's the second out in the 8th inning. Please stay tuned for Zach Zaidman's post-game show, the Old National Bank Cubs radio post-game show. That's the official bank of the Cubs radio network. Here's Carson Kelly. Now, Kelly is a key guy because Pete Crow Armstrong, with his power, is on deck representing the tying tally. Kelly takes a strike. The only offense for the Cubs today, a home run with a man on by Pete Crow Armstrong in the 6th inning. We are in the 8th. And the 0-1. Inside, Kelly gets hit by the pitch. Kelly got hit in the left elbow area. He was spinning away.
Yeah.
He's okay. There's no way they meant to hit him because this brings the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, it goes right back to that what you were just saying. You know, Kelly was not going to get out of the way, even though that one hit him hard in the tricep area. I think he's got a tricep pad on, and you know, to protect him. But that helps the Cubs. Now they got the tying run, as you said, Patrick, at the plate.
Joshua Miller, pitching coach, heading to the mound. Crow Armstrong's homer, his 6th of the year. It was right down the line in right. And now looking at the flags, it's more of a straight toward right field direction. So that could benefit Pete. We'll see.
Yeah, like the ball he hit for the home run. You know, that ball that's hit towards right and hooking towards the foul pole is going to get some carry to right.
Shallow at third is Paredes. The tying run at the plate, 8th inning. 2 down. Big crowd ready to make some noise. And Pete takes a changeup off the outside edge, ball 1. Tough plays of the game. Talk about those momentarily. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pete takes down low, ball 2, 2-0. Tough play is something you can't over discuss something like that. Once you've done it for the day, you move on. And the pitch to Pete is in there for a strike, 2-1. Plus, we've already done the spot, so there's no real reason to read it again. That's probably the primary reason. Now the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. Okay, here's your chance. There's no way he wants to walk a guy in this spot, Ron. So if he comes in, you got to be ready to jump on him.
Yeah, you got to be ready for something, and you got to try to catch this ball out in front and take a chance. See if Pete can maybe hit his 2nd home run of the ball game.
The 3-1. Taken for a strike. Kelly will be moving now with 2 outs and a full count.
Looked like Pete was taking all the way there on 3-1. That was a slider on 3-1.
And the pitch on the way. It's taken high for ball 4. A check swing, no swing. Now, Pete is still a young player, Ron, but that's a plate appearance of a mature hitter right there.
Yeah, that was a very good at bat, and he did get the take on that up and in slider. So very good at bat. Now the Cubs with a real chance here in this 8th inning.
2 on, 2 down, a pitching change forthcoming. Pitching changes by the opposition. Sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Cubs have the tying runs on base. We'll be right back after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago baseball fans, Ron Coomer here. Spring in the city means the return of baseball and the start of backyard season. If you're thinking about upgrading your outdoor space, TimberTech Decking combines advanced innovation with the beauty of real wood without the maintenance. Built for resilience through the Midwest weather, it's designed to perform season after season. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at TimberTech.com. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Your outdoor oasis awaits. Save 20% on premium Benjamin Moore exterior paints and stains now through May 25th when you visit your locally owned Benjamin Moore store. Benjamin Moore's premium quality all-weather exterior paints and stains help protect and provide luxurious results so you can give your outdoor space a fresh new look for the season. Visit BenjaminMoore.com to find a locally owned retailer near you. Benjamin Moore, official paint of the Chicago Cubs.
Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
Left-hander Brian King is the new man on the mound for the Astros. Tying run at first, that's Pete Crow-Armstrong, and Dansby Swanson at the plate.
King, you were asking a question at the break. They're bringing in a lefty to face Dansby. He's a reverse split guy. Right-handers hitting down closer to 200.
Bouncing to short, fielded by Pena. Throw to first. High! Not in time. E6, bases loaded. Pena had the throw sail on him. Walker made a leaping catch, which probably saved a run. But everyone is safe. And now the bases are loaded. Let's see if the Cubs can capitalize with Nico Horner batting. And that brought the crowd to life.
It really did. It's 38,000 people here, and they're into the game now.
Nico takes high, ball one. Everyone is standing.
White Cubs could really use a big swing of the bat from Nico. An extra base hit would score all three guys.
Nico hits a bouncing ball to third, fielded by Paredes. The throw to second in time ends the inning. Fielder's choice ends the inning. Paredes to Matthews at second for the force on the sliding. Swanson, and that ends the inning. So the Cubs unable to capitalize. We go to inning number 9. It's the Astros 4 and the Cubs 2. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Craig Counsell. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
More at jameshardy.com.
Top of the 9th inning at Wrigley Field, Houston 4, Cubs 2. The 9th inning is sponsored by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Pat?
All right, Zach, we're in the 9th inning. Phil Maton, the new Cubs pitcher, he'll try to put a 0 on the board and keep the Cubs within 2. Maton facing Christian Vasquez, the number 9 hitter. He's been one of the primary offensive players of the entire day. with a solo home run in the third and a run-scoring single in the fourth. Stocky right-handed batter, and he pokes one foul out of play. Please stay tuned for Zach Zaidman's post-game show. It's coming up right after the ball game today.
Cubs pitching change sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Here's a roller to the hole at short. Going to be a tough play. Swanson, an impossible play. He gets his man at first. I don't know how he did it. He slid on his knees. As he was getting up, he made a long, immediate throw and gets his man at first. An incredible play.
The pop-up and the throw all in one motion, and he kind of plays the slice of the throw and hits Michael Busch right in the head. Perfect throw as Bushy catches this ball at eye level to make a great play.
And Vasquez was out by a full step. That's an amazing play.
Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play was a real trip, and so is Des Moines. That is a trip. Make it yours at catchdesmoines.com. That one qualifies.
Pena hits a fly ball to right. Suzuki makes the easy catch. And that's out number 2. Glancing to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Cubs are going to have Busch, Bregman, and Happ, the 2, 3, and 4 batters, due up. 4-2 Houston. Isak Paredes ready to step in. Walks to Cubs batter, sponsored by itsnotaGameIllinois.com. Speeding in a work zone is like arguing with the ump. A no-win. Mind the signs, avoid the fines. It's good writing. And the 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Doubles by Cubs hitters today. They're sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense. Kind of like Pat Hughes.
Occasionally. Here comes the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. See, if you make sense too often, Ron, people expect it all the time.
Yeah, I never have that problem.
Here comes the 2-1 to Paredes. It's outside, 3-1. Cubs having a tough time. Maybe they'll create some magic in the bottom of the 9th. I know this crowd is ready for it. Fastball is high for ball 4. So the former Cub Paredes gets the 1-out or the 2-out walk. And it brings up Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, that was not what you wanted. I'm sure Maton thought that last pitch was a strike. He thought it was right at the top of the zone. They did not challenge, and now you got to face one of the top hitters in the league in Alvarez.
Alvarez 1 for 3. Dangerous left-handed batter. Pokes one in the air to left, slicing foul and out of play.
This guy, big, strong guy, big swing. His swing left-handed reminds me of a guy that I watched play a lot and became friends with, never played with him. Chili Davis.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Chili, really strong, great guy, great hitting coach. Was coach for the Cubs for a short time.
Switch hitter, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 0-1. It's outside for a ball. Had over 300, maybe more, maybe 400 home runs. A ball and a strike on Yordan Alvarez. As Maton kicks and fires and misses upstairs. 2-1. Very few fans have left. 37,000 plus here today. See if the Cubs can reward them with a 9th inning miracle. Outside ball 3. That pitch was not close.
No, Maton a little frustrated with himself. That ball kind of squirted out of his hand. It's a curveball that he didn't finish and just kind of popped out of his hand. Now he's 3-1. Got to make a good pitch here.
The dangerous Alvarez waiting for the 3-1. and takes outside ball 4. Back-to-back walks after 2 were down. And now Christian Walker coming up, and Tommy Hotovy, the pitching coach, is going to head to the mound.
It could be just a little game plan with Walker at the plate because this at-bat is so important in this game. Cubs down by 2 here in the 9th inning. Can't really afford to have anything else happen against you, so Hotovy on the mound talking to his veteran right-hander.
On the other side, Ron, I don't see anybody warming up in the Houston bullpen. Brian King came in to get the final out in the 8th inning. We can assume then at this point that King will begin on the mound in the bottom of the 9th. First things first, top of the 9th, 2 out, 2 on. Christian Walker, he's always been a pretty good RBI man.
Yeah, he's got 31 this season. Here's where you got to stay away from him, and you know, that breaking ball of Maton's got to be on the outer third of the strike zone.
Right-hander to right-hander. The pitch, curveball low and away, ball 1. Now the crowd has gotten quiet all of a sudden. Paredes at second takes his lead. Alvarez away from first. Maton's next pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No swing. To another curveball.
Yep, back-to-back hooks. He's trying to hit that outside corner or just off the corner and get him to chase, but both of those were wide.
Runners take their leads, and the 2-0 taken for a strike. I'm amazed that Walker was not more aggressive. You work to get those counts, Ron. You're working to get a fastball in the zone, and that's exactly what it was. Surprising.
Yep, he was taking all the way. That was straight take.
Now the 2-1. Taken for strike 2 call. Another fastball. And now it's 2-2. Walker has not taken the bat off his shoulder with 2 men on base. Now the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. So a slight advantage for the Astros. Runners will be moving with the pitch. Right-hander against right-hander. Maton working on Walker. And the pitch. Tapped foul at the plate. We'll do it again.
Good pitch by Maton. He ran that sinker in on his hands that time and really tied up Walker. Walker lucky that he got a piece of it.
Maton trying to keep the Cubs within 2 as he delivers the 3-2 pitch to Christian Walker. Popped up, foul, might be playable for Bush over near the first base dugout. Does he have a play? He cannot make the catch. He overran the ball, had to take his eye off the ball as he wanted to see where the dugout area was, and when he did that, he lost the side of the ball and it fell behind him. So no play. I don't think they'll give him an error, although he certainly would be feeling like he should have made the catch. It was on the field of play.
Yeah, he had a long run to go get it, and that's a tough one, and now you got to make another pitch to Walker.
There go the runners. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good job by Maton. The Astros do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Cubs need to rally. It's the Astros 4 and the Cubs 2 on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio
Call the 8s, 312-888-8888.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
All right, Zach, now or never. Cubs batting in the 9th inning, trailing 4-2. Left-hander Brian King still on the mound for the Astros. He got the final out in the 8th inning. Michael Busch to lead it off. Cubs need a base runner. Busch takes inside, ball 1. Ron's going to be naming the Toast of the Game ball player, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. The 1-0 is taken high, ball 2.
Good take by Michael to get to 2-0. That was borderline fastball high.
King has 4 saves, but he's let 2 other chances slip away. And he misses ball 3 inside. Taking all the way here, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I think he's, when I looked at his numbers, left-handed hitters are hitting like 290. Right-handed hitters only like 223.
There's a strike.
So kind of a reverse split guy, kind of odd combination.
3-1. Busch has been on twice today, hit by a pitch and walked. And he takes strike 2. It's all right.
Yeah, Busch, he's trying to get on base. Sure. Absolutely.
He's making him work.
Yep.
Now the third baseman Paredes will move back deeper. He's playing over near the shortstop area. 3-2 on Michael Busch. Cubs trail by 2. Here's a fly ball into left center. Pretty well hit. Going back toward the track and making a sliding catch is the left fielder Cole. The wind was causing that ball to dance a little bit, and Cole slid and made a catch on a play that could not be called routine.
Kind of an odd catch in left field. I wonder if he stays on his feet, if that is a much easier catch than a slide, but he made the catch.
1 away. Alex Bregman will try to get on. Cubs trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch strike. Bregman 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit by pitch in the game. And he fouls one away, and it's 0-2. Cubs need a base runner, and they need it right away. 1 away, bottom of the 9th inning. The 0-2 hit in the air to center. Playable for Myers, drifting back, making the catch, and the Cubs are down to their last chance. Ian Happ coming up. Happ must reach to keep the Cubs going.
Happ in the first inning doubled down the left field line. Cubs could use another base hit off the bat of Ian.
He's 1 for 4. The pitch low and inside. Wouldn't be surprised if he took a strike in this spot. And the next pitch. Now he swings and fouls it back. 1-1. Cubs in danger of losing their 6th in a row and 9th of their last 11. And the pitch to Happ. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Chad Whitson, first base umpire, made that final decision. And now the Cubs are down to their last strike. The next pitch, drilled foul off to the right, out of play.
Wind still blowing in hard from left center field.
The starting pitchers remain the pitchers of record at this point. And the 1-2. Happ hits a pop fly into shallow right. The first baseman Walker backing up, makes the catch on the outfield grass. And the ball game is over. And the Cubs have lost 6 in a row. Houston wins the opener of this series, 4-2 the final. And we'll be back with the totals in a moment on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Carson Kelly. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.